Hello and welcome to the third video in this series of getting a perfect score on each of the 5 quests in Lord of the Rings Living Card Game. This time we're going to be doing On the Trail, again with the same deck of cards and the same heroes as we did for the first two. Once again on normal difficulty, so let's jump in and see how we do. So the unique thing about this quest is you get a branching path and you can choose one of 2 different ways to go. Usually I go with the caravan option, option A, but sometimes I'll go with option B, and that'll depend on what I have in my hand at that point. So we'll discuss that when I get there. So for our opening hand, I want to keep the Outrider for sure, and the Archer. They are both fantastic here. They're really the best cards to draw here in the first turn. And we got Unexpected Courage, so this hand is really nice. So the objective here is to clear this, objective here. For 8 willpower, we can clear that, and then we can have the option to travel. Now, since I've got the Outrider in my hand, I'm going to have Legolas deal his upkeep damage to this enemy here, which will remove it. And then, when I play the Outrider, he can deal 2 damage to an unwounded enemy, which will be these crows here. I don't want to do it on these bats because when they die, their revenge text says they will spawn a new enemy, which is the same enemy, really it's identical, except the new enemy has only 1 health instead of 2. So we don't want Sauron spawning more enemies when he can still react to us. So instead we're going to kill this enemy. Now one of the bats will attack. Usually it's Legolas because he's ranged. Sauron doesn't like people with bows. Then we'll have the Outrider guard because he'll still live, and he'll kill the bat. More importantly, the bat dies on Sauron's turn, so on our turn we can react to the newly spawned bat that we have here. And it combos perfectly with the Archer. Like I said, these 2 cards are really good to have in the beginning, because when we play this Archer, her arrival text will deal a damage, which will remove this bat just right away. And now Sauron's reacting to us. He's discarding our events, which is fine. And now I'm going to have, let's have Arwen add some fate. Sauron's getting a threat, that's okay. I'm waiting for him to spend all his resources, essentially, is what I'm doing now. Okay, Éowyn, let's put some progress on Smeagol. Playing a treachery. Let's have the Archer guard for now. Okay. Legolas, let's kill that one. Okay, and I think we're done. We could activate a fate event here to restore 2 health to every character and then reduce every character to 1, but I don't need to do that just yet. I could, but it's not mandatory at the moment. So let's go ahead and continue. That was a really strong first turn, so let's carry that forward. We also have to remember that Sauron prepared a treachery card, so we need to prepare some baits to get rid of that. Might as well do this, it's our only option for the upkeep damage. Let's restore some health to Arwen, so that she's at max. Okay, for my first action, let's have the Archer remove... Well, yeah, I guess we should. Okay, let's go ahead and remove these. They might kill one of my allies, that's fine. He went with Legolas instead. Okay, that really benefits me. So, since Sauron doesn't have anything active right now, let's get Unexpected Courage on Éowyn. Okay. After you play a card, lose a random card. That's an okay treachery, really. So, Éowyn, let's make use of that Unexpected Courage. She'll be ready after killing those crows. Making the bats gain 2 attack is no big deal at all. And we'll have Legolas remove that one. Okay, he put out a hazard, which I can remove with Arwen. And now we have cleared Sauron's board. Excellent. Okay. We're actually going to put out the Courier. Her arrival text will put a progress on Smeagol.
I bring news from Rivendell.
And her and Éowyn together will clear it.
No living man am I.
Okay, so we could travel, but I'm going to wait one more turn to try and buff my attack a little bit. And to see if I can draw a card that'll be useful in determining which path I should take. So let's wait just a little bit longer. I definitely don't want to wait longer than this, though. I for sure want to travel this turn. Okay, let's restore health to Legolas. Got a healer and secret paths. Okay, so we're right now waiting on Sauron to put something out here. Let's add some fate while we're waiting. Hummer horns. I'm actually going to have a hero defend this one. Let's have Arwen do it. And Éowyn can pick up the kill.
No living man am I.
Re-ready with courage. A rock adder came out. I'm going to have the archer defend this one. Essentially what I'm doing now is I'm spreading damage around. Okay. Now let's get Éowyn to add some fate. Okay, the reason I'm spreading damage around is so that I can heal everybody pretty much to full. Just to make maximum use out of this. So let's do that. Yeah. So everyone should now be almost full.
No living man am I.
Well, either full or almost there. Legolas is one away, and he'll heal that off during upkeep. Okay. And I'm going to get +1 attack on every character. Now, this carries forward to the whole quest. However, it only affects the characters you have out now when you activate it. So if I were to lose these characters and play new ones, they would not benefit from this attack bonus. But I've got almost a full board now. So let's go ahead and trigger it. And we're going to have Legolas add a little bit more. And then guard up with the Outrider. And then let's progress. The reason I'm not putting out the Caregiver for another ally is because we're going to travel somewhere that has a 7th ally, Smeagol. Which means I'm choosing option B to trust Smeagol. This is usually the one that I do not do. Because of this objective right here with 3, normally you cannot send a character there to add progress to it. Instead, you have to wait, and each end of turn, it will count down by 1 until it reaches 0. That's the only way to clear it. You just have to wait. Unless you have a card called Secret Paths. Secret Paths is a spirit card that will put 2 progress on something, including things that you can't engage normally, such as this. So it cuts down the number of turns you're waiting by 2. So it's an excellent time saver, and if I draw it, I definitely take this route. So Legolas, since he has 3 attack, I'm going to weaken the bear. Restore health to him. And as you might guess, if you watch the other videos, I'm going to use Legolas to kill the bear. We are going to lose the Outrider, but he does kill that snake in return. And now I will have the Courier block. Okay. Gain a threat after attacking this enemy. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to have Smeagol use his power. If we don't use Smeagol's power, then at the end of the round, he will add a threat, and his power is random. Usually it's helpful. He might give us a resource, he might draw a card, he might heal somebody, he might damage an enemy, but sometimes he will damage you. So let's see what he does. He gave us a resource. Thanks, Smeagol. Okay. Since Éowyn has unexpected courage, she can clear this new hazard. Oh, no, this enemy's still guarding. We can't do that yet. So let's have the archer weaken it. Sometimes I forget about guard. Okay, Éowyn,
Smite you if you touch
clear
it.
that. And then, since Sauron's done, we can kind of take our time. Let's add 2 progress to this. Yeah, as you can see, cannot engage. So I cannot send a hero to do the rest of that. But Secret Path still works. I don't know if that's intentional. It seems a little cheap. I kind of feel like I'm cheating. But I use whatever tools I have. So, okay. Now, we're not going to... That being said, we're not going to be able to travel because this is going to go to 0 at the end of the turn, and we can't travel until we can actually do something in the round, which does not include the end of the turn. So we have to wait until next turn until we can actually travel. So, I don't want to really play any cards right now. There's no need. But I can just add a bunch of Fate, which I will need soon. I could attack the spider, but I think I'm fine without it. Okay, let's go ahead and end the turn. We are about to get a threat event to deal 1 damage to every character. So that objective is now cleared and we can travel. But we want there to be no enemies when we do travel. Otherwise, Sauron gets free hits on you. Okay, everyone took a damage. We'll have Legolas do a damage there. Restore health to Éowyn. I try to keep her at max because I love Éowyn. She's such a good hero. Okay, Archer, shoot that thing down. Alright, Sauron spent all his resources on this one, Veteran Patrol. The Veteran Patrol will attack and kill the Courier unless I do something else about it. I could feint him. I guess I'll do that. And now he passes because he can't do anything. Okay, Smeagol, what's your power this turn? A new resource. Cool. Alright. Let's add some more Fate. We're gonna need about 11 for this next location. Luckily, we've got more than enough. There's 11. Éowyn should make it 12. Let's add out another Axehand. And then have him guard up. Okay, and that's really all we need to do. So let's travel. 35 threat is fairly high. I've not gotten any threat reduction cards, but we're still moving in a good click. Okay, this one has a boss, the Marshatter, and once we kill the Marshatter, we can progress. Let's do our range damage. We don't want to do the range damage on the Marshatter because it has block, and that means it's going to do 0 damage. So instead, let's do it on one of the healthier ones. Restore health to Arwen. Okay, so our fate events right now, we have 2. The 4-cost fate event is Marshatter loses block, which we definitely want to do, so let's do that now. Fate event 7, every enemy loses 2 attack on this quest, which I also want to do, because that will put 3 of these enemies out of commission, and really only leave the Muckatters as things that could do damage, at least for now. So, let's have one of our archers kill one of those snakes. Now the other snake will die by attacking the veteran Axehand. So let's see what Smeagol's power is. He attempted to attack Eowyn and did no damage. Sauron gave more health to the Rock Adder, which is totally cool with me. Okay, let's have Legolas attack the Marsh Adder.
You would die before your stroke fell.
Putting Stalwart on the other Rock Adder. Okay, Sauron is being very kind today. So let's have Arwen. No, let's have the Axehand attack. Got a new spider out. Now this one does have 2 attacks, so we're going to have to defend with somebody. And the Courier still has guard up, so she can block and she won't die from it. So I'm going to have her keep doing that. And now we'll have Arwen do a little attack here. Okay, good. Sauron now has no resources, so he should pass after this turn is over. I'm going to go ahead and put out a new archer, replace the old one, just to get some faster damage going.
You breathe so loud I could shoot you in the dark.
Currently, I'm swimming in resources, so there's no reason not to. Okay, Eowyn, clear the Marsh Adder.
You if you touch him.
That will re-ready her. I'll use her new action to add some Fate. And now I'm going to get an Ithilian Lookout, replace the archer I just put out last turn.
My eyes see everything.
This is what happens when you have a lot of resources and a lot of cards and your board is full. You just keep cycling through. Okay, he's also going to add some Fate. We're going to need about 6 for this next section, and that should be enough. Okay. Yeah, I think we're good. We'll have the Courier guard, and then travel. This next section it has 2 ways to progress. You can take the stealthy approach, or you can fight. We can really do either. But I might try a little bit of both. Okay, so Legolas. I tend to prefer the range damage on this orc here.
You would die before your stroke fell.
Let's get Legolas back to 9. Okay, so we can give every character stealth if we want. Which means Sauron can't attack anybody. And I can just play events until he's out of stuff to do. So let's feint the orc with guard. He's adding a hazard. So if we can stall him out for another couple of actions, then all these guys will be wasted with their activations. So let's do secret paths on this objective here. What we're doing here is we're looking for the key, and the key you can either pick it by clearing this to steal it from them, or you can fight them to take it from them by force. And right now we're going with the stealthy approach. So if I can stall Sauron for one more turn, he should pass for the round. So let's get some Lembas going. Restore some health to the Courier. She's already ready, but it's just a stall. It's just a buy time. Okay, Sauron passed, which means his creatures are done. Now, what we gotta do first is clear this guard so we can start putting progress on picking the lock, or stealing the lock. Or, sorry, stealing the key. Alright. So let's have somebody attack this guard. Somebody with 0 willpower, or close to 0. Let's spend the Axehand on it. Okay, that guard is gone. Let's have Arwen clear this hazard here. And now we're going to have the others steal the key.
A red sun rises.
I will smite you if you
There we
touch
go.
him.
Now we've got the tower key. And before we progress to the next section, I'm going to put out Galadriel's Handmaiden because we're about to hit 37, and it's going to give every enemy 2 health. We don't want that. So let's bring her out and replace with the Courier. That'll lower the threat to 35.
Erendiel's star.
It'll also give us a couple more fate. We are going to need 2 fate for the next section. Let's use Smeagol's power before I forget. I think he gave us a resource. Okay. Good, good, good. Alright, I think we're good to travel. So that was an example of sneaking by all the orcs without them getting to do anything. It's really satisfying when you can pull it off.
After sneaking through the tower door.
Okay, last location. Final encounter is a bunch of hazards. There's no enemies to begin with, it's just all hazards. Let's restore health to Smeagol because he's been a good Smeagol. Except for that time he hit Eowyn, or somebody, I forget who. Anyway, so we have 1 fate event here. Apply 1 progress to every hazard for only 2 fate. It's almost inconsequential right now, but, I mean, there's no reason not to. So there's 4 different ones. This one, gain threat every time you play a card. End of round, gain a threat. End of round, 1 tower patrol enters play, and revenge, lose 2 threat. So when we remove this, we'll lose 2 threat. And this one says reduce each player's hand to 3 cards end of round. They're all going to go away, though. They all should be leaving shortly. Okay, so first thing I want to do that I usually do is clear this one so I can play cards without increasing threat. So let's do that with the Handmaiden. And each time you clear one of these hazards, it will reduce progress on the strange mechanism. And once it hits 0, you win the game. Okay, now, one thing that's important to note is what I did earlier with Secret Paths to reduce an objective that you can't reduce normally. You don't want to do that here if you're going for a perfect score because these hazards will count against you if they stay out. So you want to get rid of all these hazards the normal way. Otherwise you're not going to get perfect score. So let's clear another one. Let's clear this one. Sauron passes. So right now it's just a matter of clearing everything else.
A red sun rises.
And that's the end of the quest. That's the end of On the Trail. Double check and make sure we got a perfect score. There it is. Alright. So, next time I will do We Must Away. It's probably one of the harder ones. The last 2 are pretty difficult, but this deck has managed to do it before, and I'm confident that it can do it again. So if you want to see what my deck consists of, you can check in the description below, and I'll have number 4 up for you guys soon. Hope you enjoyed, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.